Hey, what is up, everybody? We are out here. If you don't even know, now you do know. And we are partying. We're doing our thing at the show. And we got our guest today, Kid Ikarus. He's coming into us live out of Bellflower, California. Repping his town, doing his thing. We out here in the studio, laying down another episode for y'all.
Laying it down.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the last few, and all of them. It's been great. About to knock that double-digit mark here pretty soon in terms of episodes and consistency. Nice. Dude, we're dropping 3 times a week, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday consistently.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Trying to make this a full-time gig. We're really close to getting that, got to get everything monetized.
Do you remember the Dirty Heads?
I do. Why?
We were just talking about laying the podcast down, and they had that song "Lay Me Down." That was on the radio a lot when it came out with the guy from Sublime.
Yeah.
It was a good song, and yeah, that was my only.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Kid Ikarus' intro to the show. You remember Dirty Heads?
The Dirty Heads. They're good.
Dirty Heads.
They had a few other really good songs too. They're just good old beach music. And some good old
modern day Beach Boys type shit.
Like sublimey, like not quite reggae, like pop reggae,
Yeah.
Acoustic reggae instead of like that real Damian Marley kind of reggae.
Just some reggae.
Yeah.
Did you ever smoke weed?
Oh yeah, for a long time, a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, hey, we're all referencing you. It's like, yeah, man, fucking.
Yeah.
So you're not taking any rips? So I was like, what the fuck?
I surfed for a minute, too.
Oh, you were a surfer, bro? Did you,
for a minute.
You don't even know how to smack that lip.
No.
You definitely don't know how to smack that fucking lip, bro.
None of that.
Yeah, no. Okay, none of that.
Never get a... What's he say? Splifted?
No, dude, just come up on that lip and whoop-pow.
Whoppa.
Just so pitted.
Pitted, that's right. That's
so pitted. Hey, that's what we do all day. We get pitted every day.
That's right.
Fucking smacking lips like Kelly Slater.
I'm better in the snow than in the surf.
You're better in the snow. What do you ski or snowboard?
Snowboard.
You're a snowboarder.
Yeah, I'm straight. Come on now.
You're straight. So, yeah. What skiers? If you ski, what are you? Are you really like skiing?
Yeah.
Are you like double fisty twisty?
That's exact motion. Yeah.
Okay, so if you ski, you're doing the double fisty twisty. Mm-hmm. Brought to you in part by Kid Ikarus.
That's right. I'm very judgmental about very petty things, and one of them is
skiers. So you got a thing for skiers. So what did a skier ever do to you?
Yeah, they just existed with their.
They existed
with their little flimsy skis
and their little fanny packs.
I don't know, something in the 80s.
You know what's crazy? I'm out here talking shit about snowboarders and skiers, and I've like only seen snow one time in my life.
Really?
This is interesting. I don't even think I should talk. I don't even like. What if I like skiing?
Yeah, bro. This winter you gotta go snowboarding.
Well, I've always tried to find homies to do it, but my justification is I'm not cool enough.
I plan on being there.
So hopefully this podcast makes me cool enough where homies start bringing me to Big Bear.
I plan on getting a season pass this winter.
Oh yeah?
So we'll pick a weekend. You're coming up there snowboarding.
I've seen snow, but it's been like that ankle deep, like, yeah, it's snow.
The first time
I've never been in like snow.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do it for years.
Oh, you can just drive up to
I know that. But see, my thing is I don't want to do it by myself.
Yeah, we'll definitely go. You're gonna get on the slopes. You're gonna get on the slopes.
Give me on that double black diamond. I'll just be ripping.
That's right. In all honesty, you'll probably spend the whole day on the bunny slopes.
Oh, that's okay with me.
It's still fun.
Yeah, and then I'll go drink hella beer and stay warm and hang out at the lodge and wait for y'all to get fucking
find a hot tub.
Yeah, and then wait for y'all to get fucking skied down by medvac and shit. Like, oh well, there comes fucking Kid.
Yeah,
shouldn't have hit the double. Should have hit the bunny. Fuck.
Yeah. No, I'll spend the whole day on the bunny slopes too. I don't care.
I mean, fuck it. Yeah. I mean, how long? What do they even offer? Like, I've never been snowboarding or skiing. Like, what do you get in a bunny slope?
Bunny slope is just
like downhill.
It's a straight downhill line that's pretty. It's not steep. It's whatever the opposite of steep is. So you're going at a steady pace. You're not picking up too much speed. There's a lot of room to maneuver back and forth, so you can learn. It's just a learning slope. It's still fun.
So is there some gnarly stuff out in Big Bear that you've hit? Like, are you a seasoned snowboarder?
I'm not good, no.
So what's the most gnarliest run you've ever done?
Whatever the second level is, past Bunny Slope. Yeah. The first time I ever went seriously snowboarding was in 2013. Went for a day with a bunch of church folks. Ended up getting really sick that night, and then
seems like you're always getting sick.
Once a year I get pretty badly sick.
You got a bad immune system?
I think I actually I might have a bad one. I get weird stuff. I tend to survive pretty good against the flu or a cold, but then I get something like scarlet fever or
what?
Or
that's still a thing?
It was when I was a kid. Scarlet fever, maybe yellow fever, some kind of color combined with a fever. Then I got something in 2013. Yeah, 2013, where I got something that was it put me in the hospital for 3 weeks, and they never figured out what it was. So yeah, I tend to get weird.
Yeah, I got pretty sick when I was younger. I had gotten food poisoning. I remember when I was younger, and it took them a while. They figured it out. It was from some bad rice. They weren't storing it properly. They had traced it back from the same thing.
Yeah,
but
and mold will get you.
No, it's just the whatever grows in that shit. Yeah, it'll kill you. But kid, with you being on the show, we're out here getting off to a little bit of a funny start with the audience, dude. We got to let them know who you are. So what kind of stuff you got going on? Like, what kind of music are you making? What kind of stuff do you have to offer on social media platforms and streaming platforms?
So I'm on the Spotify's with my EP, Scuzzy Bum EP. It's a hip hop EP, produced by me, vocals by me, featuring Mars and Sifu. Then I got a mixtape over on Bandcamp called This Is Me, I Rap. That's it's a 10-track mixtape I made when I was a bit younger. That's just fun, atmosphere style stuff. I got a podcast that's over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts called Ikarus Has a Podcast, where I interview various creative peoples. I've got some fights coming up the September 30th.
Yeah, we do have an MMA guy in the house. He's been training. Right. He just won the best six-pack contest.
Yeah, that was with a buddy of mine at church, though, because the guys at gym would probably beat me at that. But yeah, September 30th, I got a jiu-jitsu match and probably a performance over at Launchpad LA, and then October, I have a pancrase match. I'm not sure about the date on that. It was supposed to be September 18th, but it got delayed to sometime in October. So that's the big one. That's the one I've been training hard for, and that's one I'm going to win. I'm going to win both of those probably. I keep winning. All I do is win.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Yeah, I'm.
What, you like a DJ Khaled vibe or what?
That's right. I'm technically 3-1 in my combat sports.
So you're an amateur or what? What are you, bantamweight? What the fuck you fighting, bro?
I am
Roosters.
I am whatever they put me up against. The pancrase fight, I'm probably going to be 20 pounds underweight for that one. The grappling stuff, that I show up on the day at the launch pad and they give me whatever opponent shows up that fits. And I do jiu-jitsu at those. I might start doing kickboxing. I've been avoiding the kickboxing there because I don't want to get injured for the pancrase fight, which is why it got delayed anyways, is because my opponent got injured at a different kickboxing event.
So what's your main practice of martial arts?
My gym tends to lean more striking.
Yeah.
But we do both.
Are you training over with Clash's dad?
Yes, sir.
So you're over with Hector, for sure.
Yeah, and I think we tend to do more striking.
Yeah,
but we do train jiu-jitsu as well, and I do on the weekends. I have my own little group of friends that we train in the park. We spar, and my brother-in-law has a history of wrestling. And so me and him do jiu-jitsu together to try and keep
better each other and kind of stay sharp. Hell yeah.
Yeah. He's a murderer. He just got.
I don't fight. Like, I watch it, and I'm always like, tonight we got UFC tonight.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm curious in the Nate Diaz fight because he's super underrated. I've been seeing, and it's like, well, isn't Nate Diaz like still? I mean, I know he's old.
Yeah.
But he's Nate Diaz.
So he, for the last couple months, he's been scheduled tonight to fight Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute killer.
Yeah.
And this is Nate Diaz's last fight on his contract. It felt like they were feeding him to the wolves. Khamzat weighed in 8 pounds over, and Diaz was like, I'm not fighting him. And so what happened is they switched out the fight. So now Diaz is fighting Tony Ferguson, and Khamzat's going to be fighting Kevin Holland. It's a way better matchup for both of them. The Diaz-Ferguson fight is perfect. Both of them are older guys. Both of them are big stars during their peak. Both of them kind of on a losing streak. So I'm super excited to see it.
I don't know. I just have heard that, like, he's super underrated, like, on the prelims and the cards and the odds and all that. Like, Nate Diaz is, like, literally, like he is the underdog in that match.
Yeah, in the Khamzat one, he definitely was. And I think Khamzat's going to be the champ in that division soon. I think that... I think he's been... The only tough fight he's had was against the number 2 guy. Mm-hmm. Everyone else he's beaten in the first round. I think before his last fight, he had 4 fights, 4 wins, 2 strikes landed on him in those 4 fights.
Uh-huh.
So, like, he's an absolute monster. The Ferguson fight, though, it's going to be fun. Diaz and Ferguson both, like, high-volume strikers. Like, they strike a lot. They don't really knock people out in one punch, but they throw 100 punches per round, you know?
Uh-huh.
And they're both really skilled jiu-jitsu guys. And really weird jiu-jitsu guys. Like, they'll throw up a bunch of submission attempts.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, like, no matter what, it's going to be a really active fight, and that's the most fun. I'd so much rather see an active fight that goes the distance than a boring fight where they land a punch in the 3rd round and someone gets knocked out. Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
I've been in the UFC the last few years. I've been trying to, like, learn more about it. I'm not super into it, but it is dope. It is definitely like it is interesting, like, art. For sure, which I appreciate. It's something I can't do. The only thing I don't appreciate is Dana White's got to pay these guys more.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'm going to say that is because I thought it was bullshit because Dana White gives fucking the guy Kyle from Nelk $250,000 for his birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's goofy.
Like, I'm just sorry. Like, why can you give him $250,000 for his birthday, but you can't give homies, like, a little bit more on the fight pay?
Yeah, you know what's ridiculous is...
And then he's always like, oh, it's a company, it's a business.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. They just got those... A couple years ago, they had this deal with Reebok to make everyone's shorts uniform. So now they're all... They were originally branded Reebok, now they're Venom brand, and they're all identical. They used to be able to get sponsorships on their shorts and get paid that way. What they should do is give each fighter a spot on their trunk to have one sponsor. That way, he can keep paying them the same, and they can get money on their own by being like, okay, I'm going to be sponsored by...
And I'm going to get in the ring for five rounds, and every round I get X amount of dollars and plus a bonus.
And, like, I think that his reasoning is he doesn't want them looking like soccer players where they have all those sponsors all over their jerseys and they look ridiculous.
But
if you give them just one designated spot to put a company logo, like, all of them would still look uniform, but then they could get a little bit more money. Mm-hmm. And then it's also them getting money for themselves. That way, like... You want entertaining fighters, right? Mm-hmm. Well, like, if you let them get sponsored, they have more of an incentive to be entertaining because the sponsors will sponsor them if they're entertaining fighters.
Exactly.
They will promote their own fights because that means they'll get more money from the sponsors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and the company's going to make money because it's like, if you have, say, for instance, you have a UFC fan that's a Nate Diaz fan and he gets sponsored by... NOS energy drinks. They're like, well, fuck, I like Nate Diaz. I'm going to drink NOS now.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that with tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that. That's the only reason I started drinking Red Bull was because of Travis Pastrana.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I even found out what Red Bull really was Travis Pastrana. The reason I even tried Red Bull was Travis Pastrana. Marketing and sponsorships.
I switched from...
Same thing with Sobe, too.
Just Travis Pastrana as well?
No, he had this, he had the Sobe, like back in the day, way early Travis Pastrana, he had the Sobe RM250 graphics with the original, like, green gecko.
Yeah.
Just super 90s.
Yeah, Sobe is kind of a 90s brand, right? I don't
Early
see it
2000s, AMP and shit. That's like some X Games type shit.
I switched from Adidas to Nikes because of K-Flay.
I've always been pretty Nike.
Yeah, it's a better shoe.
Nike dates back for me when I tried to find a shoe. I remember I went from like World Industries to like DC, and then I remember I got the Nike Flight Falcons, bro, in like 2008, and the Nike Flight Falcons changed my life. I just like, even to this day, now I'm a little older, I don't get the snazzy ones. I get runners.
Yeah.
It's got to be Nike, though. I'll get Nike runners, still a shoe.
I'll tell you what, I worked at DC for a while, and so I got really cheap shoes, so I would just keep getting DC shoes. Nobody makes a shoe like Nike. Because those DC shoes would fall apart within a year.
Yeah.
I've had the same pair of Nike Dunks for 10 years, and they're still put together. They're rough. They're a little folded, a little weird.
Yeah, but you can wear them.
The sole hasn't come off. And, like, a lot of my other shoes, the soles come off, or they get holes in the sides. Those Dunks have lasted forever. Yeah, Nike has a well-put-together shoe.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Nike, and even to this day, like right now, it seems like you have the same pair I have. Maybe I have an older pair. But I have these similar ones. I've had them for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And they still look brand new.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised these haven't fallen apart.
How long have you had those?
Not too long, a couple years. But I use them for like my workouts, so they're constantly in the dirt or in the moisture.
Yeah, I've got two pairs. I got a pair of gray, a pair of black, and I've definitely put them through some fucking hell.
Yeah,
for sure. But so what I gotta ask though here is, it seems like lately, or so you focusing more on fighting and training and doing like martial arts than you are music now? Is that like a new direction you got going on?
For the past couple months, I've been focusing more on fighting. Because I have this fight coming up. As soon as the fight's over, I plan taking a step back a bit. I really just... They told me... The promoter told me that if I defend my belt 3 times, I get to keep it forever. That is my goal. This will be my first defense. But I want to keep it. I want to have the belt forever and be like, hey, look, I've won this.
And I used to train and fight at a high caliber level.
Yeah. So, like, that's my whole goal. Once I'm done with those 3 defenses, I'm like, all right, this is a hobby now. I'm not competing anymore. But I need to do it. And I'm going to. So this I signed the contract in July for this next fight, and so since that day I've been going every day. It's been
Did you
rough.
hit the gym today?
This last week I have not every weekday, but this last week I haven't been because I've been sick. But yeah, it's fun. It's a good way to center my mind. Gives me something to focus on. But at the same time, it becomes the only thing I focus on, which is not great.
Well, no, I mean, that's good, though. I mean, you're, like, training, dude. Like, you're making yourself more healthy.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
That's good.
Being
healthy is good.
The week before last, which was the last week for that competition, I was so afraid I was going to lose the competition that week I went really hard. And by that, I mean, I would wake up, I'd work out for an hour on my heavy bag. I'd work. After work, I would go to the gym for another hour, and then I'd go home and lift weights for like 30 minutes or so. And that was every day for the week. Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. A lot of training. I've actually been working on some music today. I've got a little bit of my music. I'm so close to finishing this EP. I've got like one verse and like half a verse and some music to work on. But it's really all
That's
just
how I
final
am.
touches.
I have a bunch of stuff I have written.
Yeah.
And like I could probably put together a good 10 track in an EP.
Yeah.
But it's all scattered.
Yeah.
I could definitely do an EP right now. But if I put everything together, I'd have an album and an EP right now.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that's what I'm just like, dude, it was just all a challenge. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been really challenged, like, with doing all this. Like, not only, like, you guys know, like, not only am I doing my podcast, I'm doing my art, and I'm doing my music. I'm constantly getting booked at shows, I'm doing vending events, and I'm interviewing people. I'm on the grind right now. And it's just, like, I'm learning every day, but then, like, you have to be able to also fit that in.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you are going to say you're this, then you have to show them you're that.
Yeah, right? You gotta make time, too. And it's frustrating to get into the headspace of writing, especially when, like, since it's the last bit that I'm writing, it's like I already have the concepts for the songs. I already know what needs to be written. I just have to figure out the exact words, you know? Which is the least fun part. The more fun part's like coming up with the concepts and being like, what am I going to say?
I'm learning that right now. I actually have been obtaining a lot of writer's block where I'm not like, I haven't put a lot of plot and concepts to my songs because I'm very barred up, so I have a lot to say and I want it to sound super good and hard right now in my rapping endeavor. And so there's times where like my first few songs, like they have kind of a plot and a story, but right now I'm really like doing the heavy hitting type bar spitting where I hit a block. Like right now in a song I have, I've been on a block for 3 days.
Yeah.
It'll come. Yeah. I did it with my last song, and I had like 3 or 4 of those throughout making the song, but then I got really good reviews from everyone after I debuted it live. So like, hell yeah, like we fucking really like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm glad how I went through that creative process.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't get. They don't know what we endure to try and give them a good quality track.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's what's really missing with audiences. They expect it now. It's like, bro, fucking chill.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. I always say it's like the block of marble. You know, it's there, but you gotta dig deep into it to find the actual image. You know.
Well, exactly. You just got to dig deeper. You know, and like you just got to be able to like find what is meaningful to you.
Yeah.
Like when you find what's meaningful to you, that's something I'm kind of learning. Like sometimes I'm driving and I'm all like singing a lyric and I'm trying to think of a hook or something and it's just like over a beat, but I'm like, oh man, like, okay, yeah, like I'm bringing out my feelings.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about music. Like, and it's cool, like when you fight, how can you not compare, but like with music and MMA, do you feel like you're able to bring yourself out in both of them? Like you can express yourself when you're out there fighting and like it's like you know how to like take control of the crowd, like I just won this match, and then you're out with the mic and you're like I just killed this crowd. Do you get that same euphoric like kind of adrenaline rush?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a similar but different thing. I have a buddy of mine that it just got into fighting as well, and he also is somebody who I've worked on with music for years. And we were talking about what to do. And I was telling him, like, you really need to flow, because he was really stiff when we were sparring. I was like, you need to flow. It's the same as music. You can't think too much about what you're doing. You have to rely on what you've already practiced and let it flow. Same thing with playing guitar. You know, you practice your scales so that when you're performing, you don't have to really think about it. Your fingers just flow. And so it's a similar thing. I've been going to a couple of hardcore shows lately.
Yeah, I've noticed that you went out to a couple like kind of like thrashy like concerts because you used to be in a band of similar type of music, correct?
Yeah.
What was the name of that band?
Dying to Live. With the
Dying to Live.
Yeah.
And what was your main genre with your band? Dying to Live.
We're Christian hardcore metalcore.
Christian hardcore metalcore right there. What happened to Dying to Live? Did you guys die to live or what?
We just got older.
And then
started doing different things.
Yeah, and then like Christian heavy metal rock wasn't really in your foresight or what?
We just went our separate ways. We lost a couple members first, and then the rest of us were like...
You had at least one guy doing heroin.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Come on now, you Christian heavy metal band?
Sir.
No one was lying to you?
Nope, no. no heroin, no drug use. That came later.
Oh, okay, for sure. Like some Stone Temple Pilot shit.
Yeah, no. I was super straight edge back then.
You still are straight edge.
I have become straight edge again.
That's good. You need to keep that route. Everybody, we encourage positive, good behavior.
Yeah, some sobriety. Technically not straight edge, but I am sober.
Well, you better not be hitting the juice like A-Rod.
No, sir. No
juice? Okay, good.
No, I get that naturally, bro. My body is just full of that tea.
Okay.
That's probably super untrue. I probably have super low testosterone. Comparatively. Not like medically low. I mean, like, compared to other people. I'm just not an aggressive person.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with Christian metalcore band, it was fun. But I've been going to these shows, and I find it really interesting how I feel like there is a limit to what is able to be said in each genre.
Yeah, like, when you say that, though, I mean, they're still talking about, like, pussy, money, weed, and rap.
Right, yeah.
But that's what it's about, though.
So it's really hard. I find it very difficult to say the things I want to say in hip-hop. Because it comes off so corny.
And passive-aggressive.
To make positive, sober music in hip-hop is super corny. And so, like, that's part of the struggle with my writing, is to try and figure out how to say these things I want to say.
Listen to Kanye West.
Without it being corny. Yeah.
Listen to fucking Kanye West.
Yeah, I do
Listen to that shit.
I do enjoy some Kanye West.
That guy's, like, literally, like, it don't even matter. He's Yee.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go platinum.
He also has some corny stuff, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
And he's all, like, sober and about God and shit, and, like... Come on, bro. You were in a Christian heavy metal rock band,
That's right.
And you're telling me that what you're writing is corny, and one of the number one artists in hip hop is Kanye West, and he's got his genre now is it's Christian hip hop.
Yeah,
it's like a legitimate genre that has been kind of realmed around his last couple of drops. I looked into it after that. Follow God, yeah, Kanye, man.
Yeah, did you...
don't ever underestimate yourself, man.
I don't think I've listened to his whole last album. I listened to the whole Jesus is King album. I liked that one.
The Donda... So I got creeped out by Donda.
Oh, yeah?
Well, just because the fact of the matter is, like... Man, I hope Kanye don't fucking hear this and sue me and try to take this down. This is all positive, Kanye. Don't worry. I don't hate you.
We love you, Kanye.
We love you, Kanye.
I love you, Kanye, like Kanye loves Kanye.
Kanye. We love Kanye. We love old Kanye, new Kanye.
Old Kanye, new Kanye.
Fuck Kim. Fuck her, right? Team Kanye.
Pete Davidson's a gross skeleton-looking man.
That's Skeet. You call him Skeet.
Yeah.
Fuck Skeet.
The dude's whining about Kanye threatening him, of course.
And he had to go to therapy or some shit?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Did you see the one that Kanye put on fucking Line about him and Kim? They were talking, and he did some shit on IG. He was like, shut the fuck up. You're probably fucking... They have diarrhea on the toilet right now or some shit. And then, like, fucking posted it, was all like... Oh yeah, she goes to the bathroom more regularly than most people and shit. Like put it on blast like that, dude. And then like Hood Ratchet TV and all that, World Star got it, and they're like, damn, Kanye really don't give no fucks.
Yeah,
like Kanye does not give
insult.
a fuck. So that's what I'm telling you. With you're like, oh, I got corny rap, bro. If that man can do that and write and spit what he says, I think you can get away with your positive Christian sober image in your hip hop track. If you're trying to push, I wouldn't say, bro, don't push Christianity.
It's a tightrope.
There you go. He's on a tightrope.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's difficult to find the right tone with it.
Yeah.
Without it being
chastised. Like, do you get a lot of like? Do you get a lot of negative feedback compared to positive feedback?
No, not
what kind of response do you get from your music of that realm that makes you think it's corny?
Oh no, it's no outward response. It's me hearing it and being like, man, this is lame. I wouldn't listen to this.
Like I suck.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I like to make music that I would listen to. You know.
I'm that way. I like to listen to myself, but that's just being proud of what you make, Phil. Kinda.
It's like my test is like, if somebody else made this track, would I be listening to it? And like if it's corny, like I don't listen to a lot of Christian hip hop because I find
is that
it
like
corny.
I know Kanye does it, like that's kind of his touch right now. But could you shout out, don't shout out, but is there any like Christian hip hop artists out there that have made a living off that?
Oh, I can shout out some, buddy. First off, Propaganda. Propaganda is an LA Christian rapper under the Humble Beast label. He's good. Does he like famous? Do people know about him? Because I ain't never heard of him. He's on the same level, I would think, as an Atmosphere.
Okay, like underground independent, like about half a million.
But still touring.
Half a million listeners.
Yeah, he feels like he's around that same level. He may be less because he's a Christian artist, or he may be more because he's a Christian artist. I'm not sure. But yeah, Propaganda is really
Christian
good.
rap and Christian hip hop is like prevalent right now. Like there are Christian hip hop artists.
It's always been, yeah. Not prevalent. Kanye's the only one that I could think of that's mainstream, but like there's always been Christian
gospel.
rappers.
It's like gospel, like hip hop kind of.
There's Christian genre of every music. It's actually kind of a problem, I think, for Christian music because like it dilutes the marketplace in a way that's makes everyone think
makes it
Christian
healthy
music is bad. But yeah, Propaganda's good. There's this group called Beautiful Eulogy that's really interestingly good because they're hip hop worship music, so it's a different thing than just hip hop. And then the members of that group, Odd Thomas and Braille, both have solo stuff that's pretty good. But then it starts to get into some corny stuff. There's an old Christian group called Grits that kind of has like a Outcast vibe that's pretty good.
Where are they from? The States or?
Yeah, they're from the South somewhere, I believe.
Definitely, for sure. How do you spell grits? Like Gritz or something?
I think Grits. Toby Mac. I'm sure you've heard of Toby Mac.
I've heard of Toby Mac.
Yeah.
Is he Christian hip hop?
Yeah. He is super corny. He's also super
I've heard
poppy.
of him.
He's very pop.
That makes sense if I think about it now. That makes sense.
He used to be in this group called DC Talk in the 90s. There was like a Christian Beastie Boys. And yeah, they were super corny. And then he went solo and became super pop and became like top of the charts, top of the Christian charts for like the past 2 decades. Like all of the 2000s he's been on the charts. He's like the Christian Drake, I guess. He doesn't sound like Drake at all, but
he's the Christian Drake.
He's in the sense that Drake always has a hit song on the radio. Toby Mac's the same thing for Christian radio. Just always has a song that's playing on it.
So that's mainstream.
In the Christian world.
That's what I'm saying.
Not in like the mainstream. He doesn't break into the mainstream radio.
The Power 106.
In the same way that like a POD did. Like POD was a Christian band.
And you know what's crazy is like my dad used to bump the same POD CD. Yeah. I think it was like I don't know if I'm humming that right, but I just don't think I just remember back in the day my dad just he had this POD, dude, he played that damn thing until it was like
Their satellite album's pretty good.
POD's
they actually have a lot of good albums.
I could fuck with some POD.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
I could.
They're good old backyard barbecue bros. Like all their videos were like them and their church folks having barbecues.
But having barbecues, shit, I like to barbecue.
Yeah.
You like to barbecue?
I enjoy a good barbecue.
What's your favorite thing to barbecue?
Burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah, you like glizzies?
Glizzies?
I got the glizzy.
I don't. That's some kind of slang.
You like glizzies or what?
I have no idea.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
He likes glizzies. It's been confirmed.
What is it?
Okay, no, I need to stop trolling him. No, glizzy is just a social media term right now. Over in New York, they call a hot dog a glizzy.
Wow.
It's just some street. Okay, so of course it takes over the internet, like any trend.
Yeah.
All these fucking stupid things get made up from it.
Carne asada is also good on the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. El Pastor.
pastor.
I've been doing a lot of barbecued ribs, short ribs lately.
Ooh. Okay.
A lot of chicken teriyaki.
I just made some short ribs.
Yeah, I want to get. You know what I really want to get is I want to get a smoker.
Oh yeah.
Because see, I grew up doing a lot of smoking with my dad, smoking fish and making jerky and smoking like chunks of meat.
Yeah.
I want to get a smoker, and yeah, I want to start smoking some fish,
some
brisket, making jerky and stuff. I know how to do it. I just don't have a smoker.
What kind of fish do you like?
Salmon. I like lingcod. Any kind of rockfish. I'll eat freshwater. I'll eat trout.
I eat a lot of tilapia.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of tilapia up north. I used to catch them, but the thing is it's not like if you compare tilapia to lingcod, like it's not good meat.
I see.
Like it's just very like grainy. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have a lot of flavor, and it's gross. I don't know. Like, you know, when you eat a good steak and it's got good texture.
Yeah.
Like when you get a good rockfish, that's kind of like you get a good fillet. And the thing is, too...
Very meaty.
Meaty, good, like it tastes good.
Yeah.
It doesn't just kind of... It's not flaky. The meat is... Tilapia is more flaky.
Yeah.
Compared to like lingcod and cabezon and bigger rockfish and salmon. It's more... like
thick
and meaty. Yeah, it has like more proteins and like more stuff to offer. But I grew up fishing, man. Like right now, man, I have like probably 10 to 15 poles in my shed.
Yeah.
That I brought with me from NorCal that, I mean, under my possessions, but I am not fishing down here. The fish down here is gross. I'm not going anywhere near the water down here. Mm-hmm. I'll just wait for the time. I think I'm going to be taking a camping trip here pretty soon, so I might actually throw a couple poles in my car, go try and rip some lips and go get some rockfish, because out there I can easily go. I know many spots. I can hit up a couple friends and be like, hey, we're going fishing. I'm going to go get a day license. Boom. Okay, cool. $14 or whatever. Mm-hmm. You go get a box of fucking calamari bait, fucking some sandbags, and go sink some bait and go out there for a few hours.
Yeah. Get
some cabezon, some lingcod, some china cod, any kind of rock cod, and fish tacos. You know, that's always what it would be generally.
Fish tacos?
Well, yeah, because like say maybe 4 or 5 of us would go out and we would all be there for each other. Mm-hmm. We all were there having a good time with each other. So it didn't matter. Yeah, okay, homie caught a fish, blah, blah, blah. But whatever we caught, we were all sharing, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, no, I've eaten a lot of fish. I love fish. I grew up doing all that and like smoking meat. And like I also was very fortunate too when I was growing up. I had a friend that I played baseball with. His name was Darren. And his dad and his mom and him, they were real Eskimos from Alaska. Oh. And to keep their citizenship in Alaska, they weren't like California residents, but they lived here 8 months out of the year. Mm-hmm. They would go up and they would live in Alaska during the summertime when it was like no snow. And they had a good thing going. Yeah. And also being an Alaskan resident and them being Eskimo, and the blood they had access to, like dummy amounts of fish. They would go up there for 4 months straight. That kid would go up there and fish all summer.
Just come back with a
But here's the thing. My dad was a coach of our baseball team, and my dad and his dad were friends. So they always would clear out their freezer before they would go to Alaska. And they would, I've had fillets of salmon, in California, bomb, but king salmon out of Alaska, deeper, darker pink meat, and the fillets are like twice as wide, and they would pack us and fill our freezer full, and my dad would know, like, okay, I'm going to smoke this much fish throughout the summer, and that was kind of my thing. And that's what got my dad into smoking. Yeah. He was getting all of this, fish.
Smoked salmon is delicious.
He was getting a lot of fish.
Yeah.
A lot of fish, and it was definitely dope. So just kind of touching back on what kind of fish I eat.
Smoked salmon's a great snack.
Well, exactly. It's high in protein. It's good. It's got a lot of minerals and vitamins in there that actually are very good for detoxing your body.
Good for your brain.
Seaweed's really good too.
I enjoy seaweed.
Seaweed, but certain varieties of seaweed though, bro. Yeah. I'm talking like nori. And like all these different types of seaweed. Like, for instance, nori. Nori is one of the richest sources of vitamin A in seaweed. You know, it has so many benefits. Like cancer patients like are encouraged to eat this after to like cleanse radiation out of their body and whatnot. Like the ocean has so much to offer. It's crazy too because like me and Leah, we were just talking about how we don't even know our ocean.
Yeah, it's
like,
terrifying.
It's terrifying, and like it's crazy because we used to live in Santa Cruz, and we used to live near the Monterey Bay, dude. And like that's a really big like canal, like ravine in the ocean right there. Like, what the fuck's at the bottom of that?
Yeah.
What's at the bottom of that? What's going on at like 14,000 feet below the ocean?
I don't know. I'm terrified of the ocean.
Well, have you seen those Nemo-looking fish that have been washing up?
No. Recently?
Down in San Diego, they got these fish that you only see with no light in the ocean, and they're like
little dangling
yes!
fish?
And their teeth are like...
Yeah.
And these things are washing because of the oceans and everything's getting fucked.
You ever watch Attack on Titan?
No, I haven't. What's that?
Oh, it's an absolutely wonderful anime about giants that eat people. It terrified me when I saw it.
Yeah.
And because of that show, I became terrified of the ocean because there are things in the ocean that are big enough to eat me alive.
Yeah, like killer whales.
Killer whales. Like
Orcas.
People think about sharks.
Nah.
Them killer whales.
How about this? You go tonight when you go home after whatever you're doing, and you type in killer whale killing a blue whale.
Have you ever seen a saltwater alligator?
Yeah, those things are gnarly, bro.
They're 20 feet big.
Yeah.
They will swallow
ocean.
you whole. And they're crocodiles. They're alligators. They're dinosaurs.
There's an island. I actually saw this. There's an island with a bunch of freshwater and saltwater crocodiles on this island. And it was like during like World War II. You can look this up. I don't know it in battle, but they... We're trying to cut through this island to get through quicker to reach another boat to then drop them off on some territory that was being fought at. Mm-hmm. The island was infested with crocodiles. They released like I think it was 1,000 men. 20 made it through.
All the rest just got eaten alive.
Eaten alive. And the opposing armies, all they heard was screams from the island of these people getting eaten alive by these fucking saltwater crocodiles. Those things are
ridiculous.
No
joke. Like, I've seen the normal crocodiles run, and they run fast for how little stubby their legs are.
Did you see that video a couple weeks ago of that dude that fucking hit the one right in the face with the frying pan?
No.
Out in Florida, man, dude. This guy is old. Of course, he's like all gray. He's like probably 70 something. Fucking crocodile, whatever, alligator charges this motherfucker. How he got a frying pan in his hand, I don't know. Fucking bop! Right on the fucking top of the head and fucking right in the kisser. Made him run away. Good and I was just like, dude, what does this world come to?
Yeah, them saltwater ones though, so big, like if they're running as fast as them little ones, like they're a truck that's going to
What about if we ever had the chance to go to the Galapagos Islands and see a Komodo dragon?
Oh man.
That's a fucking 11-foot long lizard, bro.
You know what's wild about them? So they're not venomous, but
they'll fuck you up.
They eat so much rotting meat that they will poison you with the bacteria that's in their teeth. Mm-hmm. Like their immune system can handle the
gnarly as shit.
But when they bite things, they give it sepsis and they die from it. Like
instantly.
That's why you always see them with those
salivating.
Like, they're constantly dripping ooze out of their mouth. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. They're pretty awesome.
The world's crazy, man. You got the ocean, and then you got these islands you can't even go to. Like, I got a buddy that I'm trying to get out on the show, and he's into snakes and shit. Mm-hmm. Okay? He's into snakes. And he was showing me the other night, like, this motherfucker's putting his hand by these ball pythons that are fucking, like, I don't know how big they are. It's on camera, but they're pretty fucking big. Mm. And I'm just like, fuck, dude. It started making me think about, like, anacondas. And, like, oh, dude, like, how do these people live in these fucking tropical... You've seen the videos of, like, the ones where these snakes just come into their house and they're fucking 17 feet long.
Yeah.
Trying to eat their baby. Mm-hmm. You've seen that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, the craziest thing we have around here is a coyote that comes into the neighborhood or a deer.
Yeah.
Maybe a deer.
I mean, even back when there was no, like, civilization here, the worst was, what, a mountain lion, a bear? Like
wolves. We had wolves. We had black.
Yeah.
We had more brown bears. There's a lot of wildlife that we had here in California.
Not on the same level as like an Amazon rainforest where like, yeah, there's big things like bears and panthers or whatever. But then there's also tiny things like venomous spiders.
And frogs.
Frogs, yeah. A little tree frog can hop on you with some poison skin.
No, you know what the indigenous people on the islands, what they used to do out there? They used to take their darts for their blow dart guns, and they would roll their darts on the back of the frogs, and they would shoot fucking rhinos.
And they would poke themselves in the arm and just trip for days.
I don't know about that. They had some other stuff they were doing.
Got their ayahuasca.
No, but I learned that one where they would take their darts and they would roll them off the backs of those damn frogs.
Yeah.
Frogs are interesting, man. Like you know that there's a frog actually. It's called the snoring desert toad. You can find them go out to Palm Springs and desert. You fucking find one. Colorado desert. You can find them out there. Snoring desert toads have DMT in their pimples.
Oh yeah.
And like I legitimately have known people that have had these things in captivity and have popped pimples. No, you pop the pimples onto parchment paper, and you let the DMT crystallize into DMT.
Yeah.
You straight up they're these gnarly you ever. I mean, I'm not saying you did, but if you've ever gotten a big old lump on your face and it's just full of pus. Imagine you take a frog and you pop these things in and you have a piece of paper behind it because it's going to explode.
Yeah.
And it goes all over the paper and you keep hitting that same spot to let it collect up. And you let it dry. And then you have pure DMT. Shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know dolphins? You know what dolphins do?
I know they rape fishes.
No, they don't. What they do is they take pufferfish. And there's a detoxin that they can get out of the fucking thing. And they all sit around a circle underwater. And they blow this shit in their face. And they hallucinate underwater. Yeah. And these dolphins get high underwater.
Yeah.
Dolphins are the smartest creature on earth.
There's some elephants that have a season where they get drunk.
What?
Yeah, they go to a place where they go to these apple orchards after the apples have fallen and
they fermented,
and they'll go there specifically at that time to eat all the fermented apples and then just
be faded.
They'll stampede people and
be fucked up
swerves. So really, if you run away straight, you'll be fine because they're not stampeding.
So what animal is this again?
An elephant.
So in what part of the country? In Africa or where?
I'm not sure if it's in Africa or India, but it's somewhere on a different continent.
We got tons of elephants out here.
Yeah.
No, we got bison, bro.
We got raccoons.
Yeah, we do got raccoons.
We
got mountain lions, bro.
We do.
Mountain lions are gnarly. We got coyotes, foxes, bobcats.
Yeah.
Got a lot of there's a lot of wildlife out here.
Yeah. Normal wildlife.
Yeah,
they're pretty plain.
Not no fucking tiger that's hiding in the tall grass.
Yeah.
Getting ready to fucking claw my face off.
Not a lot of venom. We got a few venomous spiders, but not a lot. Not a lot of venomous reptiles, I don't even think.
Well, we got rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
We got shit. I mean, we got bears, bro. We got
the benefit of most of our bad stuff is in the plains and the desert,
and they're afraid of us.
Yeah, they'll see us from a long ways away
and be like, "Fuck that!"
It's not constant trees and vines that we gotta kind of move through. Mm-hmm. We do got the problem of black widows getting in our garages and whatnot.
Fuck, dude. I remember when I was a kid, I was riding my dirt bike and I had fell into this pile of leaves under a redwood tree, and I had a redwood spider damn near fucking bro. No, it was almost the size of a baseball on my shoulder. And I was like, ooh, fuck. They're not venomous. They can't really bite you. But still, to have something that big crawling on you, fuck that.
I was wondering about this the other day.
What?
Say you're in a situation where there's a venomous spider and it's close to you and you can't escape. If you were to smash it with your hand, are you getting venom?
No, I think you would have to have some open type of abrasion in your hand. Unless the venom, and I don't know if this is real, but say some venom is acidic. Because I know that there's some snake venom that's super gnarly. It'll eat through your skin. I don't know if there's snake bite goo that's bite goo.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you would have to have some type, but I don't think because you would say, for instance, you don't squish it, but you say cripple it.
Yeah.
You don't, you're really going to have to hit pretty hard to explode that pocket where that venom's at. Mm-hmm. And then on top of possibly you have to have an abrasion, and then who knows what kind of spider you killing? Tarantula?
I'm thinking like a black widow or like a brown recluse. And just smash it with your hand real quick.
I think you'd be fine.
Yeah. I was thinking if you hit a bee, there's a good chance you're still getting that stinger in you if you hit it, right?
Yeah, fuck that bee. Fuck bees.
So I'm thinking
we don't need bees. Why are you killing bees?
If you hit a spider, is their fangs going to accidentally puncture you anyways as you smash it?
I don't know, man. Does a fucking bear shit in the woods?
I think so.
I think so too.
So I might be in danger of smashing these spiders, is what you're saying.
I think you might be.
All right.
But hey, it's been a great time though today. We've been having some fun. We just started talking about nature, and we kind of just talked about MMA and music, and that was
this is a fun conversation.
That was a fun whip around right there. But before we get going here, and before I let everybody get going, before I let Kid get going. Is there anybody that you want to shout out or anything that you want to kind of give some credit to?
Yes, sir. I will give a quick shout out to two bands I saw recently. First one is a band called Doulos. You can find them on Instagram at DoulosXHC. I believe it's their Instagram. Doulos is spelled Doulos. Christian hardcore band, super fun. They're super awesome show. And then second band is a band called Cultist. Very heavy band, just got signed to Face Down Records. I also saw them with Doulos. They play a lot of shows with Doulos. They're I think the singer of Cultist referred to them as sister bands. So both of them pretty awesome.
Yeah. Definitely, for sure. Yeah, no, it's been a great time to have you on the show again, Kid, and get you out here and Just lay it down. Today was definitely a vibe, dude, for sure. And best of luck. If you want to remind the audience about where your fight's coming up here and let them know the SoCal audience can come see you throw down on some jiu-jitsu.
The September show, Launchpad LA, it is pretty much a weed convention. Tables full of weed and shrooms and edibles and everything else you can imagine. So if you're into
when does it start?
It is September 30th. It's not like a full convention. It's pretty much one, though. It's a place where various weed growers come to sell stuff. And there's also food, there's live graffiti, there's performances, and there's fights.
Is there any open mic or anything?
I don't know if there's going to be an open mic this time. You can... you could probably message the promoter and see if there's openings for performances. I'm going to be performing that day and fighting.
Definitely. Well, best of luck, Kid, on your fight and everything you got coming on.
Yeah, people can message me to find out the address. They don't post
and
the address.
And let them know your social handles, too.
Instagram, Kid_Ikarus_Bellflower. Ikarus is spelled Ikarus, and that's the main place to reach me.
Definitely. Hell yeah, we just threw it down. We got down on the podcast today. Ikarus helping us get these episodes put up. I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the whole audience for being in tune with us like you always are. You guys are great. You're making me keep going. You make me do a lot of amazing things, and you're bringing me to a lot of amazing places. So... just keep listening and keep telling a friend to tell a friend. I can't preach it enough, Kid.
Yeah.
It's been dope, man.
Thank you for having me on. We're going to go snowboarding this winter.
Oh, hopefully you can get me on the mountain, and then I can, we might even do a live episode of us in the resort or something. We might get snowed in.
That would be pretty cool.
But, hey, really quick, is there any music that they can get on Spotify that I can tie into this episode? So
yes, sir.
After we're done here?
Yes, Guzzy Bum. You want me to name a specific track?
Yeah, is there a specific track we can tag to this
yes,
that you
sir.
think the audience would like?
A little bit. Let's play a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, stay tuned. And for the last little part of the segment, I'm always trying to send you off now with all my artists with a little track by them. And so what was that one? It was called
Little Bit. By Kid Ikarus.
By Kid Ikarus. So make sure you stay tuned here in the next couple seconds. I was going to cue in for you. It's been a pleasure, guys, and enjoy.